where the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union officials are currently giving a press statement insisting that they will continue with their strike. Now let's cross over to KNH and listen in.
To offer the services. They've said these issues that we have here are issues for all doctors. Yes, we may have a few private hospitals that are still working, but as of today, all the consultants will not be offering services just like doctors are out. And tomorrow we'll be in Moi University and MTRH to have the same rallying call. And what that means is that the training, the clinical trainings in the University of Nairobi are also been suspended completely, beginning today, until such a time that the government will listen to the issues that we raised in the strike notice. We will be maintaining this strike until the government realizes that it is their responsibility to cater for Kenyans to get health care. I said this before, and I want to repeat it, that when a doctor is not in the hospital, it's causing no harm to any patient. It is the government who build the hospitals, who build the facilities, who need to stock them with both the workforce and the equipment and the drugs that are needed to serve the public. And therefore, if they're unable to honor the collective bargaining agreement for the doctors, it is their responsibility to ensure that that is sorted out. We said before, and we are insisting, that the issue of interns cannot be negotiated. We are saying the issues of CBA that we signed in 2017 cannot be negotiated. We say that the issue of comprehensive medical cover, these are things we can't discuss. The issues that we raised to the government, which were 19, and have now been reduced to 11 because they've been consolidated, including the issue of registrars who are slaving in different hospitals. These are things that you can't negotiate any further. We saw that they released some letter that purporting to post medical interns. We have asked all the interns that letter is disgusting. It is contemptuous. It is a show of immorality of the government and an injustice being perpetrated to the interns. And as we say that it is a basic principle that every element of doctors must be respected. Therefore, they will not pick those letters. We will wait until the government realizes there's need to honor collective bargaining agreement. And therefore, all the doctors, as the strike enters day 22, we have to continue being on strike. And we are going to escalate it such that we are going to stop offering also private services that were offered before by consultants. And this will continue next week. We'll see how to make sure that doctors also working in private hospitals, like Nairobi Hospital, like Mata Hospital, like Aga Khan, they see the need to protect the profession. It's not an individual war. It's the war for profession. Thank you. Any questions?
Swali, iko sawa.
Asanteni sana. Leo tumejumuika hapa na madaktari wakubwa, professors wetu, kuwakumbusha kwamba umuhimu wa afya ni lazima ipatikane kwa Wakenya wote. Tulichagua serikali kuleta huduma za afya kwa Wakenya na kusimamia hayo mambo. Miaka 7 imeisha. Miaka 60 imekwisha. Bado tunazidi kuzungumza. Tumechoka kuzungumza. Ndio maana sasa madaktari wakubwa wameamua kuungana na sisi kuendelea kufanya mgomo kwa sababu hatusikizani. Serikali ambayo tumechagua kama Wakenya haifanyi inavyostahili kufanya. Na tumesema vile koti imeamuru jana, wiki 2 pekee tuweze kusikizana. Leo ni siku ya kwanza tangu jana, hatujaitwa kokote, hatujasikizana. Tuko tayari kuongea kwa mazungumzo, tutatue haya mambo yote. Iwe ni ya national, iwe ni ya county, iwe ni ya level 6 hospitals. Sote lazima tukue tunasikizana. Hakuna daktari wa county, daktari wa national, wa Kenyatta, wa wapi, wa county ambaye anafaa kukandamizwa kokote. Sisi wote ni daktari sawa, kama polisi, kama jaji, kama yeyote yule anafanya kazi kwa public sector. Sisi wote lazima tukue na hiyo dhuluma iliondolewe kwa sababu daktari amenyanyasika sana kwa miaka nyingi. Ndio maana madaktari wote mwaka wa 2017 tukafanya CBA. Tukasikizana vizuri na serikali. Na tukamaliza na tukasema tumesahau hayo yote. Tuweze kuendelea na kusonga mbele. Lakini leo hii serikali mpya imekuja, imesema imesahau na haikumbuki kama tulienda mgomo kutatua mambo haya. So hatutashinda tukifungua vitabu kukumbushana, tulikubaliana hivi. Vile tuliafikiana tufanye. Na tunangoja kuendelea mbele kufanya huduma ya afya iweze kuendelea vile inavyostahili. So serikali inakosea sana wa Kenya. Inakosea sana madaktari kwa kutuzingatia huo mkataba wa CBA wa 2017. Hatuzungumzii hayo. Tunazungumza mambo ya kuanzia mwaka huu kwenda mbele. Kuongezea zaidi ambayo mama tumesikiziana mambo mwaka wa 2017. Ni hayo tu, na madaktari wote wameamua kusimamisha huduma za afya Kenya mzima. Public sector, private sector. Sisi wote lazima tulete order. Order ambayo serikali imesahau na itambui ni nini. So tunangojea president akuje. Kama atakuja next month, atakuja next year, kokote akishamaliza safari zake tuko tayari kusikizana. Wajumbe ametuma hawaelewi kazi. Ametuwekea puppets kwa ofisi. Wanangojea kupigiwa simu kuja kutueleza vile tutafanya. Hakuna vile daktari ambaye anafanya kazi kwa hiyo sekta. Anajua kazi yake vizuri kabisa. Ametrain miaka zaidi ya 20. Unaleta mtu ambaye hajui hata kazi yoyote, anajua kazi kufanya miezi 6. Haitawezekana hivyo. Weka watu ambao wanajua kazi kwa ofisi. Kama hujui kazi, toka, wachia mwingine aendelee kufanya kazi. Tunangojea president akuje. Kama atakuja siku atakuja, sawa. Sisi tumeamua kwenda nyumbani, tuzidi kuangaliana kwa sababu hiyo ndio hali ya leo. Asanteni.
Thank you.
Yes.
Maybe a brief explanation on the interns and the data supposed to be taken from the ministry. Do we know the contents of this letter and whether they are on par with the requirements?
Thank you. Well, have you seen the police officers getting a pay cut? Have you seen the judges getting a pay cut? No. Have you seen the CSS getting a pay cut? No. So why pick on a doctor to get a pay cut and unilaterally push it down their throats? So that's an illegality. It's a defiance of the CBA. It's a defiance of employment laws. It's a defiance of international conventions. So it should not be allowed. And we've told our doctors not to pick any absurd letters. They can use that as the ministries to probably plaster their walls with those letters. We are not picking any of those letters. Doctors must be dignified. The terms of the work are in the CBA. You just need to open that 40-page document, lift the terms, place them in that letter, call the interns to pick the letters. And that's just one of the 90% of the issues that need to be resolved in the sector. Thank you.
Let me just add something on the internship. The KMPDC Act 253, Cap 253, is very clear on who an intern is. An intern is an employee under supervision. Look at the Public Service Commission circular in 2016, saying that there's other interns will be paid a certain amount of money, but for the doctors, the nurses, and clinical officers, their terms were to be varied. Go read the 2016 internship policy by the same ministry, and they'll tell you what an intern does, how long they work, and how much they're paid. Then finally, come wrap it up with our CBA, the article on internship. So much so that when on the 11th of March, Susan Nahumisha called Lynn Mengich that she was sending a letter to her. And the letter, and you guys have seen the copy, she said that she feels that the interns are being paid much. The figures the interns are being paid was scientifically determined by SRC, and they gave a letter of no objection in the CBA before the CBA was registered. And when Lynn Mengich, the CEO, SRC, got the letter from her neighbor and friend, within 48 hours, she replied without the commission ever meeting that, yes, my dear friend Susan, I've gotten your letter, and I agree with you that the interns are being paid a lot. In fact, instead of paying them 50,000, let's pay them 47,000. Not even the SRC commissioners know where that letter came from. So much that when the head of public service gave the letter you're referring to, the memo, first of all, they misled him. We don't have anybody called medical student intern. But we all know that when you want to kill a dog, give it a bad name. So they call them students intentionally to show the public why they're paying them the 47,000 shillings. So we don't have a medical student intern, first of all. Secondly, is that he goes ahead and says that they'll be posted according to the SRC guideline. Whatever Lynn Mengich did was a reply to her neighbor and friend, not a guideline from SRC. So we cannot use an illegality to perpetuate an illegality. And I know they have been calling the interns, issuing threats, and even maligning some of us to them. We have some of them on recordings. At the right time, we'll expose them for the nefarious and evil plans they have perpetuated. So we asked the interns, and today they clearly replied when they were being called that they only listen to the union, because they know that the only power that we have as workers in the world, not just doctors, is a power to collectively bargain and unite towards a specific cause. Thank you so much, and may God bless us all. Solidarity. Just solidarity forever.
Those are doctors giving their position with regard to their